Hello and welcome to Pentiment. This is the latest game from Obsidian and I'm very excited to get into it because it's got some fantastic buzz around it. The reviews are great. The director of the game has worked almost exclusively on great games. He's worked on Icewind Dale 2, Fallout 3, Neverwinter Nights 2, Alpha Protocol, Fallout New Vegas plus its DLCs, Pillars of Eternity 2. It's all pretty good stuff. And the concept of the game is something very unique. Here is how Obsidian pitch it. This game is a historical narrative-driven game focusing on character development, heavily stylized art, and choice-driven storytelling in early 16th century Bavaria. That is a pitch I have not heard for a game before, and I'm excited to jump in. So, we're just going to do this. I'm going in mostly blind. I have a rough idea of what we may be doing in the game, but I've deliberately kept actual details a little bit, vague, so that we can have a bit of an experience finding out what we're doing. So, new game. And, new slot. Easy read fonts. Yes, I'm going to turn on the easy read fonts, just purely so that if anybody's having trouble reading them, they can follow along at home. Also, I can read them. Autosave. The game will autosave. Fantastic. And in we go. Oh, I am controlling the rock. I see. We'll just get rid of this. Get rid of all of that. Yeah, don't need this. Don't need that. Definitely don't need this. This dude, unimportant. All of this unimportant. Yeah, that seems about right. Don't know why I did that, but I've done it now. And in we go. Didn't need that story. These stories, I'm fairly certain they're unimportant. Yep, I told you, they're gone. Pentiment. Tassing, Bavaria, Holy Roman Empire, April 1518. An artist sleeps. An artist's mind. And the abbot said to me, Andreas. Ooh. I don't want to see you distracting the sisters in the library. Hee, up to the devil's work again, are you? Don't encourage him. Devotion to one's work can yield pleasures of the mind superlative to those of the body. Either you need to spend more time with exciting lovers, or I need to learn how to work the Socrates way. Hehe. Oh, so we've got this is blue. So it's not something that we can hover over, but I must refer to something else. Okay. How did you reply to the abbot, Andreas? Obviously. I said it's not my fault that God made me this handsome. Hehehe. You're insufferable. Alas, this Christian faith views desire less favorably than I did in my time. Oh? Perhaps this longing for you will instill in them a greater appreciation for beauty. Right, try telling that to the abbot next time, Andreas. Heh. Despite the abbot's ire, you must endure. Soon you will have finished both the abbot's work as well as your masterpiece. And then you will return to Nuremberg, where marriage and your new life as a master await you. So why has this got a red underline? Okay, it's important, I guess, but again, no hover over or anything. Okay. Yes, marriage to someone he has never met. Hardly ideal. Well, the alternative is becoming a philosopher. Oh, Jesus. Then you should definitely get married. Is she pretty, at least? Let's see. So we haven't seen her apart from a portrait and what my brother has said in letters. So our brother has obviously gone off, arranged this marriage, and then come back to us. Well, let's say the small portrait they sent was lovely, but we artists can be flatterers. It is growing late. The wheels of time stops for no man, Andreas. I fear you must leave us. True, your majesty. Will you visit us again soon? Hopefully, but it's out of my control, your majesty. As are many things, trust in providence. Grobian, please see Andreas safely home. Of course, your majesty. Until next time, Andreas. Until next time, your majesty. Well, that's a weird dream. Oh, it's not over yet. It's got weirder. Pay no mind to the other fools, Andreas. I never do. Oh, they're going wild. Ow. At least I would if they'd stop stepping on my feet. Watch where you're going. Hehe, they're fools, Andreas. No point in trying to teach them anything. I know old John wants you to endure the abbot shit, but since I take you home, I get the last word. Don't let him run you ragged, boy. I won't. The abbot can't push me around. That's what I like to hear. So we're taking advice from our dreams? This seems like a bad start for our mental health. But okay. Gah! Would you please stop? He just did it again. Damn fool. I give up. Take me home, Grobian. Hehe, as you wish, Andreas. Oh, and we're out. Good morning, Ursula. Good, well, I'll see you, later, small child. Time to get up. 1. The Baron. April 1518. A few more pages back to the Abbey. So, what happens if I click that? Oh, okay, it brings up a journal. Another day, another few pages for the abbot, and hopefully a few for myself. I need to get across town and head up to the Abbey so I can start work at the scriptorium. Okay, what other stuff do we have here? Is this where all of the underlined stuff is going? Glossary? Aha! Nuremberg, free imperial city of the Holy Roman Empire. Major trade center and city of arts, including printing. Cool. Is it not the Nuremberg press, like the Nuremberg printing press? I'm pretty certain that's something. Okay, people. Brother Piero of Verona, artist of Kiersau Abbey, known for his kindness and helpful nature. Brother Piero is also respected as a master painter, specializing in works of extraordinary color. And then we have our map. Okay, so this is a map of just the local area. So we are in the Gertner farm. And where did it wants us to go to the Abbey, I think, up here. Is that right? Yes. So we would need to head up to that side. There's a lot of this place to explore, though. Okay, so this is an outer Tassing. If I go to Tassing. Okay, it gets a little bit more specific. So that must be Tassing there, then. So we're in outer Tassing. So this is kind of like the bit around. If we head into there, these houses should line up to be more specific. And then if we head up to the Abbey, we've got everything going on in the Abbey. Okay, so that's quite a lot for us to look at right away. We're going to do some investigating, but first of all, I think we'll probably have to investigate this room. Okay. So, let's start clicking. I really should clean this up. Can I do anything with it? Nope. How about this? The Picatrix, Key of Solomon, the Heptameron, Prior Feneric keeps giving me all of these books to read. Okay, so is that giving us a note? Yeah, it's giving us a note about the prior. Okay, originally from Hungary, Ferenik is the prior of Kiersau Abbey and is responsible for running the scriptorium, known for his interest in esoteric books. Okay, so he's trying to get us to read some more books. We can go to bed? Sure. I'm not tired yet. Perhaps after compline. What is compline? Everything is going to involve me going back in here. Monastic hour corresponding to 8 p.m. One of the little hours of prayer. The monks and nuns retire to their dormitories shortly afterward. Okay. Oh, and then we've got our character here. Cool. Got anything else we can do here? Ooh, I can look at the thing like this. Well, cool. I don't know if we need to do that, but we can. Alright, good to know. I wonder if I clicked on that, whether it would have opened this up. You can also see the map right away. Is there anything... What do the rest of these ones up here do? So we got work. We're in our work hours. So there is a real time system going on by the looks of it. So I'm guessing each time we do something, it moves real time forward. So, okay, that's going to be relevant. And then this. Okay, so that kind of shows us the book. Okay. I'm not sure if there's a purpose to this right now, except for looking at the very weird animals, but alright, cool. I like it. Well, let's carry on. Let's go down to the Gertner house. Hello? Andreas... Okay. So we have seen the small child again. Small child is on the move. Are they following us? Maybe. Hello, Clara. Good morning, Andreas. Did you sleep well? Yes. Quite well, actually. Thank you. Oh, I'm so glad to hear it. Anyway, I know you'll be off to the Abbey, so I packed you some food. Almonds, cheese, and some of the rye you'd like from the Albans. Otto wanted me to ask you to join him for dinner at the Abbey. Okay. Otto stopped by? So if I click this, does it do anything? So, okay, so it does a finger and it Okay, and it points up to that. Does that let me access anything else here? No. Interesting. Maybe it's maybe that's Otto? Not sure. Anyway, close that down. Good to know what clicking on it does. Yes, around dawn. Ooh, a letter? Here you are, Andreas. That's too kind of you, Clara. Many thanks. Master Andreas, if it wouldn't be too much trouble, could we... Would it be too much trouble if you paid next month's rent today? And if we raised it by 2 groschen? I don't know how much money that is, and I don't know if we have any. I hate to ask, but we're behind in our taxes to the Abbey. 2 months behind. Peter's losing his hair over it, even more than usual, I mean. Peter? Yeah, so that is the pitch. There's a picture of who it is, but you can't find out any more details until you get out of the conversation. Cool. Let's see how we're going to answer this. You know what? Let's try and probe for more information. Wait. Were these taxes unexpected? Peter says our taxes didn't go up for years, but ever since we've been married, it's just gone up and up. It used to be that if we didn't have the money, we could make the payment in kind with some of our crops. The abbot stopped that last year. Now if we don't get a good price from the miller, it's hard to give the abbey its share. I know it's not your problem, Andreas, and Peter is too proud to ask you himself. Can you find it in your heart to help us out? I think we just found a side quest. Oh, and both of these are yes. Okay. Well, I'm going to say, I suppose it's not out of the question. Yes, I think I can manage that. We're so grateful, truly, Andreas. I apologize again for asking. It's just awful to be stuck in such a position. Peter works hard, but it just never seems like it's enough. St. Luke bless you for helping us out. Ah, so if it is a known character, we get a little bit more. Like if it's a historical character. St. Luke, Christian evangelist and patron saint of artists and physicians, often represented by a winged bull. Okay, so that would make sense because we're an artist. Speaking of St. Luke, how is your masterpiece coming along? It's been 2 months now, hasn't it? Slowly, I'm afraid. Most of my days are spent doing work for the Abbey. It's only during the divine office that Prior Pherenic allows me to work my masterpiece. A reasonable restriction, but slow going. The city council doesn't require it to become a master. I'm making it mostly to show clients, and for my own sake. And yes, when I do finish, I will go back to Nuremberg, where I will marry and open a workshop of my own. From Nuremberg to a university, and now travelling the world as an artist. What a life you have ahead of you, Master Andreas. Yes, I suppose it does feel like I'm starting a new chapter in my life after a little too much fun. We already said that we were hanging out with the girls. Let's lean into it. It must be rather frightening starting all over again. It is, but I now know that is what I want to do. This will be remembered. Ooh, not many people get to decide that. Certainly not anyone in Tassing. Anyway, I don't know anything about art, but I've seen you sketching such beautiful things in your little book. Your masterpiece must be wonderful. It's getting there. Hard work will get you all the way. That's what my father used to say. God rest his soul. What happens if I click on God? Oh, nothing. I see. Now I have to get back to my own work. Have a good day at the Abbey, Andreas. We'll see you after Vespers for supper. Monastic hour at dusk. One of the major prayer hours. It is followed by supper. Cool. Not tonight, but thank you. Klaus Drucker invited me over for supper. Of course. Please say hello to the Druckers for me. Or for us. Of course. Until later, Clara. Alright. So that was quite a lot. We got anything new in here? People. Yes, we had a lot of people chucked at us, so I just want to go through them. So we have Clara Gertnerian, second wife of Peter Gertner, mother of Ursula, known for her kindness and her concern for her husband's health. We have Klaus Drucker. He's the Tassing town printer and widower to his wife, Marie. Although Tassing is an unusual place for a printing press, he does brisk trade with pilgrims and other travellers on the Imperial Road. His first son, Berthold, died to illness. He is raising his only daughter, Magdalene, alone. Eva Gertnerian, daughter of Peter Gertner and his late wife, Christine. Eva was largely raised by her brother and father. Married to Otto Zimmermann, the town carpenter. She has one son, Utz. Or Utz? I'm not sure how you do that. Anyway. So we've got all of them. And then we're on to the next page. So these, I'm guessing it's trying to say like these four are connected maybe by the green here. Like they're all part of one collection of people. Or maybe it's just saying they're on a new page. It could also just be that. So we have Otto Zimmermann. Or maybe these are main characters, secondary. We'll work it out as we get through it. Town carpenter and son of the late old Otto. Married to Eva and father to Utz. Known for his dislike of the Abbey, especially Father Gernot. Then we have Peter Gertner. Husband of Clara, father of Big Jorg, Eva and Ursula. Known for his temper and dislike of the Abbey, and Lenhard Muller. Okay, cool. Oh, did we have anything else in our book? Glossary, yes. What have we learned about Divine Office? The prayer times observed by all Christian monastic orders. Monks and nuns pray together 7 times a day and once at night, as dictated by the rule of Saint Benedict. Cool. So it's just basically the timetable. It's the timetable of what's happening today. Also, has time moved on? No, so time has not moved on there. Cool. Eva. Hello, Andreas. And I think that should be it in here. Got anything else now? Small child? No? Alright, well we shall go then. Away! And now we're out in the farm. So if I check my map here... Yeah, so we should... if we go right, we're going to the Abbey. Let's go that way after we speak to Peter. Andreas. We speak to the chicken? No. Who are you? You're ill, Peter. God bless you. Andreas. Oh, yes, Andreas. This weather has been god-awful. This town's gone to shit since my days. Were things very different when you were young? As different as beer and piss. The old abbot didn't bother us much about our customs. He didn't mind if we left a little offering to Perchta to keep the skies clear, the weather fair. So, pagan god of the Alps, associated with animals and spinning wool, she is still invoked by some Christians in Austria, Switzerland, Bavaria, and Swabia. Okay, so there's been a push recently for the Abbey to get rid of some of the pagan ones and replace them with proper Christian things. Okay. Matthias knew that Christ was in our hearts, even if the White Lady's name was on our lips. Let's see what we're gonna say. I thought Saint Moritz protected Tassing. Yes, and Saint Sathia too. But who do you think protected it before they came along? The saints weren't the first to watch over Tassing. My father knew that. Old Rannick Kemper knew that. That bastard abbot may not like it, but some of us keep the traditions alive. What do these traditions entail? I'm interested in learning more. When you get up in the night to take a piss, go around to the right side of the house, and never go back the same way. That way the witches don't steal your soul. Oh, how interesting. I should go. Alright, God bless you. So I wonder if that was a clue. He was saying if you get up in the night, go to the right side of the house and then don't come back the same way. Maybe we should do that at some point, if that's an option. I can't speak to you. I'm going to go left. Morning, Andreas. Morning, Big Jorg. How is it going? You working today? Oh, just taking a rest for a bit. Dad's still in the field. He hit a big rock with the plough and it took Lord knows how long to pull it out. You off to the Abbey? Every day but Sunday. Right, thank God for Sundays. Smells like a storm's coming, no? Huh, just smells like fresh alpine air to me. You've been traveling too much. Where was it you spent your Wanderjahr before you came to Tassing? Wandering years during which a journeyman artist or craftsman travels far and wide to improve their skills. So, we get to choose. Oh, pick a background that will affect your character's choices going forward. So we're effectively in character creation. So, did we go to Basel? Andreas knows some Italian and French and can reference cultural touchstones from Basel and nearby Bern, Zurich, and Freiburg. Flanders knows some Dutch and French and can reference cultural touchstones from Antwerp, Bruges, and Ghent. Or Italy. Andreas knows Italian, a little Greek, and can reference cultural touchstones from Florence, Venice, and Milan. Interesting. So what do we want to be? Well, I'm tempted with the Socrates in our dream to go with a little Greek. You know, a little Italian. But, I don't know. There's definitely some options here. Let's go Italian. So we know that. Plus, we went to Italy, so we got that and a little Greek. Sure, I'm going to go with this. Italy, Florence for a while, but Venice and Milan as well. Italy. No wonder your senses are dull. You've been down there too long. Spend enough time in these mountains and you'll be able to smell a storm coming. How long will that take? 10, 15 years? I don't think I have that long, Big York. What do you spend all that time in Italy doing, anyway? Other than art, I mean. Ooh! Okay, so we get some more choices. So we can be a hedonist. Now that kind of fits with what we've been going for so far. We seek out pleasure wherever he goes, extremely social, and quite experienced in all of the enjoyable vices of the world. We can be a craftsman, so lives to work and dedicates all of his time to his art. That doesn't sound like us. Spends all of his non-working free time finding and reading as many books as he possibly can. Rapscallion has a perchance for getting involved in petty schemes, pranks, minor crimes, and fistfights. That could be it. Businessman devotes much of his time to self-promotion, optimizing business expenses, making investments, and balancing his books. Now, from a meta perspective, I'm kind of interested in Bookworm, because I like to know as much as possible in these games, and having a character who knows a lot allows you to kind of play into that. But with what we've already set out, we should just lean into our character. We already know that we're basically saying we spend too much time with girls, all that sort of stuff. Hedonist. Let's go with that. We are extremely social and quite experienced in all the enjoyable vices of the world. Yes, I choose hedonist. Italian women are beautiful, and the wine is exquisite. What do you think I spent my time doing? Sounds like fun. But you better not let Father Thomas hear about it. Why not? Priests tell us to emulate the lives of the saints. I revere Saint Augustine, who said, Lord, make me chaste, but not yet. If you say so, Andreas. I still think you're going to get in trouble with Father Thomas. York. Anyway, I have to get going. York, let's go. Dad's already acting like I'm taking too long, even though I did all the work to get that rock out. See you later, Andreas. Until later. Okay, so he's now in the fields. Hey, Andreas. You say hello to the girls today? Eva and Clara? No, I mean the chickens. Peter, James, and John. Wait a second. You said the girls, the chickens, and then you named them Peter, James, and John. Why are they called Peter, James, and John? They like it when you stroke their back, or give them a good scratch under the breast. You named your chickens after the apostles? Yes, I agree. You couldn't think of anything more feminine? Maybe the names of pretty girls, you know? All the pretty girls I know are married, though. Naming a chicken after another man's wife doesn't seem right. But I hear about the apostles every Sunday in Mass. They witness Jesus' greatest moments of glory in his darkest trials. I was thinking, that's how it is with the girls and me. They see everything I deal with around here. Word of advice, don't mention that to anyone else, especially the father. It's fine, I get it. I'll just call them the girls from now on. I don't recall your family eating eggs. What do you do with all of them? Oh, we sell them to the Bowers. Clara says we need the extra money for taxes. Anyway, I should get back to it. Until later, Andreas. Until then. Okay, so let's have a little look at our journal again. So we have something in Ex Libris now. Aha! So this is kind of our character sheet. So we know Italian and Little Greek can reference cultural touchstones, and we seek out pleasure wherever he goes. Alright, that's kind of cool. I like this. So we're kind of building up our character as we learn more about them. And we're getting like We're connected to Nuremberg, and we're connected to Italy. I wonder if you always have to be connected to Nuremberg. I don't remember making a choice, but or maybe this changes. Ooh, okay. People. Ah, so this is definitely in groups of some sort, because these appear to now be in a group of, although it's 4 on each page. Maybe they're not in groups. Maybe it is just pages. I was thinking because these are kind of in a group, but it could just be they're grouped by people and in pages. Anyway. Father Thomas Spreacher, town priest for Tassing, tends to his flock at Our Lady of the Labyrinth. We have Ill Peter Gertner, the elderly father of Peter Gertner. Ill Peter is perpetually on death's door, but continues to work the fields in spite of it. He is the oldest man in town. Then we have Big Jord Gertner, the son of Peter Gertner and his late wife Christine, called Big because he is the biggest man in town. You know what? Makes a lot of sense. He's married to Veronica. Okay, cool. I just want to check here. Time again, it's still 6. Okay. So maybe there's something that tells us when time moves forward. Can we speak to you now? No. Well, we were leaving this way. We could continue, or we can explore the rest of this place. Can I press M for map? I can. Cool. So I'm gonna explore all of this screen. I think if we explore a screen at a time, we're gonna have a better time. Ah, I can't pass that way. Ah, so that was literally the only way we could go. Well, I choose this route then. And into town we go. Andreas. Hello, Andreas. We have some sheep blocking my way. Okay, fair enough. Andreas smithy is so much smaller than the one he uses at the Abbey. So, out of curiosity, does that puts him in our people? Aha! The Tassing Town blacksmith. Andreas works near the town centre most days. Okay. We also now know about Lorenz Rothvogel, Baron of Rothvogel from near Worms, patron of Kiersau Abbey, lover of books and art. So he's probably quite a fan of us, you'd think. Nicholas Haberler, Swabian servant of Lorenz Rothvogler. By the way that he's drawn here, I'm going to guess he doesn't like us. And then glossary. Ooh, we didn't read all of these. Oh, so these are grouped. Yes, there we go. So this isn't 4. This is the first one of these that we've seen isn't 4. So these must be like in specific groups. Okay, cool. Saint Satya. One of Tassing's patron saints, Satya was a local pagan who converted to Christianity and miraculously aided Saint Moritz's soldiers with food in the dead of winter. She was martyred for her actions. And in Venice, one of the most powerful republics on the Italian peninsula, sitting on the northwest coast of the Adriatic Sea, Venice is a major centre for commerce and art in southern Europe. And then if we head up to this one, Saint Moritz is the patron saint of Tassing. Legend states that he was the Egyptian-born commander of a Roman legion who converted to Christianity. They were all martyred for their faith. His hand is a relic in Kiersau's shrine. Ranig Kemper, the late husband of Ottilia, then Augustine. Saint Augustine of Hippo was an early Christian philosopher, theologian, and bishop of Hippo Hegios. He is recognized as a doctor of the church and is most known for his works, The City of God, and his autobiographic Confessions, as well as his development of the doctrine of original sin. Oh, okay, cool. And that's everything? Yes, because now the thing's gone. Alright, well, we're getting a ton of lore. I mean, is it lore if it's history? I don't know. Mostly, I'd guess. Ooh. Martin, please, can you give me a hand here? What do you want? I'm keeping an eye on him. That looks a lot like standing there and doing nothing. Martin, for Christ's sake, help your cousin. Ah, morning, Andreas. Excuse us. One of the fence rails fell and the sheep started hopping it. Is there something I can do to help? Have you ever handled sheep before? Well, no. Then no, but thank you. Christian of you to offer. Oh, look, there's something going on up at this Steinauer's place. That is something going on. Who's that on the horse? Looks rich. I don't know, Martin, but Lucky has given him an earful. Christ, I haven't seen Lucky that worked up since Peter and Lara's wedding when Johan pulled his pants down. Knock two of my man's teeth out. You don't want to feel the strength behind a stonemason's anger. You really think he's a noble? He looks really rich. God damn it, Martin. Stay out of trouble for once. What? Aunt Eddie? Behave yourself. Don't we have enough to deal with right now? Andreas, if you wouldn't mind moving your skinny little body up the road, we need to get these sheep under control. Of course, see you later. Well, we're not going to say anything to Martin. We'll let them handle it. I'm just going to say good luck. Okay, so can we actually walk along here? We can. Cool. Let's have a look at this. People. We learned about a ton of more people here. So we have Linhart Lucky Steinauer, stonemason of Tassing, husband of Agnes, father of Brigitte, known for his great strength. We have Martin Bauer, son of Franz and Kat Bauer, husband of Brigitte, father of Kraft, known for his churlish youth, flight from Tassing, and his repentant return. And then we have Johannes Johann Bauer, brother of Franz Bauer, husband of Hedy, father of Veronica and Hans. This feels to me like at some point it's going to turn into one of these logic puzzles where it's like, Johannes was neighbours with Linhart, but he was 2 doors down from Martin, and he was never next to Lorenz. What number did Johannes stay at? It kind of feels like one of those puzzles, but anyway. Johann is friendly with most of the families in town, but is determined to expand his farm. Cool. Eddie? Although all of these are 4, by the way, so maybe I was wrong about them being grouped. Again, I think it might be page numbers, because on the glossary you can fit more on a page. Anyway, let's not worry about the ins and outs of it. Essentially, we go to where the star is. Hedwig Hedy Bauerin, wife of Johann Bauer, mother of Veronica and Hans. Townsfolk like Hedy, but she is known for being loud and brash and for drinking too much, which makes her louder and even more brash. And then we have Veronica Bauerin, daughter of Johann and Hedy Bauer, sister of Hans, married to Big Jorg, close friends with Brigitte Bauerin, mother to the twins Apollo and Artemis. Okay, interesting names, you know, for a Christian town. Can I speak to you again? Hey, Andreas. Hello, Andreas. Okay, so can we go, we just ignore what's happening over there? Obviously I'm not going to, but we could. What? Alright, leave him be. Oh, there's no way up there. Can I grab a... Oh, that's not a sheep, that's him. Yeah, so we can't actually get there because there's no path. Oh, okay. So I assume we have to go this way. I really want to know what's going on, though. Can I like, in some way reach them? No. There's no way up there. In fact, there are sheep blocking the path as well, so there must just be no way there. You know, weirdly, at the start of the game, they would like you to just follow the path. And you see we can't go back round either. Hello, Klaus. Okay. He must be speaking a different language, I'm guessing, by the way that it was like that. Maybe if we didn't speak the language that he's speaking, we couldn't understand him? I don't know. Morning, Andreas. How's it going? Morning, Klaus. Another day at the Abbey. Another few hours of work on my masterpiece. Good to hear. You still coming by for supper tonight? Marie and Bert would love to see you. You really need to see the new woodcuts I have for an Italian edition of Till Eulenspiegel. Ah, so you're speaking Italian. And that must be what all the like crosses are meaning. It's trying to let you know this is Italian that's being spoken right now. I didn't realize Father Thomas let you print books in Italian. Come on, Andreas, he's not that strict. I know he's just trying to protect people from... Adventure stories of questionable moral repute? He doesn't mind those so much, actually. No? As long as they don't get too carnal. Oh. So, supper tonight after Vespers. Of course, thank you. Great, I'll tell Marie and Bert you're coming. See you then. See you later. So I can't enter their house yet. I'm guessing that at some point later I could enter their house if I had a key. Cool. What have we got here? People. So we now know about Berthold Drucker, son of Klaus and Marie Drucker. Okay. And then we know about Marie down here. Block cutter and typecaster, wife of Klaus, mother of Berthold. Okay, cool. You know what I just realized? These are in alphabetical order. That's blowing my mind. Anyway, moving on. Glossary. Till Eulenspiegel, the titular character of a popular 15th century book. Till is a prankster, continually exposing the vices and hypocrisy of others. He's also quite skilled at tricking people into smelling, touching, or eating his excrement. Lovely. Well, we'll be moving on then. We speak to you again. Morning, Andreas. So he speaks to us in Italian, I'm assuming because we speak Italian. If we didn't speak Italian, I assume he would speak to us in a different language. Can I go this way? Doesn't appear like I can. Okay. God bless Master Maler. I hope your week is going well. Thank you, Father. It's going quite well. I'm just on my way up the hill to get to work. Good, good. Andreas, I don't recall seeing you at Sunday morning Mass. You understand how important it is for your salvation that you receive Holy Communion, don't you? Let's say that I've been working on sketches late at night. I do, but I've been working on sketches late at night and... Andreas, this is about more than your success in this life. There is another... Oh my, what a blessed day to receive such an illustrious visitor. Master Maler, this is Lorenz, Baron of Rothvogel, a great lord from the countryside near Worms. Good to see you, Father Thomas. It is nice to be remembered fondly. I only wish all of your neighbors were as welcoming. Well, yes. What brings you back to our little town? My wife and I were returning from a trip to Venice. We spent a few days in Innsbruck, and it was terribly dull. I mean, it has a certain charm common to these alpine cities, but the place was crawling with nobles for the Emperor's diet. The Emperor? Was he there? Did you see him? Oh, briefly. He was sitting for a portrait at the time. Quite lovely. I didn't want to bother him or the painter. Ooh, we can use our Venice information. How was Venice, my lord? I lived there only a few years ago. Oh, fascinating. Well, the city's Jews now live in their own quarter in the north. The city's artists are still producing wonderful work. Titian, in particular, is a god. No offense, Father. Of course. Anyway, my wife wanted to stay a bit longer in Innsbruck, and I decided to ride ahead to make a visit to Kiersau. I heard Father Matthias died shortly after my last visit, of course. A great loss for the Abbey, and for us all. Indeed. By good fortune, I recently came across a copy of the Historia Tassay he was reading during my last visit. Father Matthias was hoping to find a second copy to corroborate the contents of the first. It contains some fascinating details about the history of this place. I'm afraid they might even cause a bit of a scandal. Yes, But I must be off. There will be time enough to discuss Tassing's past later. I commissioned a manuscript from the Abbey through Father Gernot, and I have come to check on its progress. Oh, my lord, if you have come to see your manuscript, you should speak with young Master Maler here. Well, let's see what I'm going to say here. You know, let's not question that we're a master. Let's just say, it is an honor to meet you, my lord. Andreas is a journeyman artist from Nuremberg. For the next few months, he's also helping in the Abbey scriptorium. A Nuremberger artist working in an Abbey scriptorium in 1518? Oh, we should talk, Andreas. I must know the story. Of course, my lord. It would be an honor. Wonderful. It's so rare to find someone in the countryside who knows anything about art. Well, you know, if we're late to our job, which is making the manuscript for this dude, because we were talking to this dude, I think he could probably understand. Thank you for the introduction, Father Thomas. Come to supper at the Abbey tonight. I'm inviting you to the Abbot's table. Oh no, but we have supper with Klaus. Did the Abbot invite me? Oh, don't worry about it, Father. Just show up after Vespers. What is he going to do? Refuse us? Excellent. Well, we will see you then. Nicholas, I'm dismounting. Run ahead of us and take the horses to the Abbey's guest house. I'd like to take my time talking with Master Maler. I'll meet you there. At once, my lord. Oh, we're chatting. So then, a journeyman from Nuremberg. Forgive me for saying so, but you seem a little old to not yet be a master. Are you unmarried? No, I'm not married, but in truth I came to my vocation later than my father and brothers. I was in university for a number of years at Erfurt. Erfurt, wonderful. The same university as Martin Luther. Have you read his works? Tremendous mind. So, we got a couple of things here. Erfurt is one of the most populous cities in the empire, and it is located near its heart. It's been home to a respected university since 1379, and is a centre for humanist thought. Martin Luther, priest and professor of theology at the University of Wittenberg, controversial for his opinions on the church's sale of indulgences to forgive sin, which were recently published and distributed throughout the empire. Okay. He says things about the church that should have been said years ago. Might get him into trouble, but he's a brave, brilliant man. Wait, you may even have met him. Did you? You must tell me. Ah, no, he was a few years ahead of me. You know what? Let's be a little bit, dismissive of the church. We didn't show up on Sunday. We might think we might have some problems with the church, and I think we found a like-minded fellow. His ideas do seem fascinating. I agree wholeheartedly. I simply must meet him if I get the chance. I wonder if the good brothers of the Abbey have heard of him. Perhaps they have even read his list of 95 theses against the church. So yeah, basically, I believe he nailed a bunch of things to the doors of churches. Yes, a list of propositions against the church's practice of selling indulgences for the remission of sin. It was written in 1517 by Martin Luther. Cool. Father Matthias was not above having a lively debate. I hope Father Gernot does not disappoint in that regard. But enough about Luther for now. Tell me about your university studies. You know what? Let's ask about him as well. Forgive me, Baron, but did you attend university? You seem very well educated. Ah, no, my family is merely wealthy enough to have provided me with all the books and tutors a child could dream of. I love all knowledge, from Aristotle and Cicero to Ficino and Erasmus, and everyone in between and yet to come. I may have misjudged the Baron. It seems he is as well read as any university student. In truth, I am simply happy to speak with another well-educated man. Now then, did you earn your doctorate? No, I didn't. Only a master's degree. I started working towards a doctorate, but I didn't finish. Oh, that's a shame. What was your area of study? Aha! I could see one of these coming from a mile away. So, what was our area of study? So this is, in our timeline, we went to university before we went to Italy. So, Andreas has a strong understanding of Catholic theology, biblical knowledge, canon law, heresies, and similar subjects. We know the basics of the fractured systems of law that govern the various states of the Holy Roman Empire, or we're familiar with the basics of human biology, medicine, and illness. Interesting. So, there are a couple of different ways that we could handle this. So, what we've already said is we're a bit of a party animal, and we are a little bit dismissive of the current church practices. So, we could have theology. So, we could be dismissive of the church practices because we have a better understanding of Catholic theology, and we know that it doesn't line up, potentially. We could be dismissive, though, because we're in one of these two camps, where we just simply did not learn about it and it was not as important. Like, maybe we're more focused on practical stuff, such as imperial law, so in terms of how the day-to-day of things right now are happening. Or we could be into medicine, and it's just a completely different thing that was completely unrelated. So how are we going to handle this? I kind of like being in an unrelated thing, but I think imperial law sounds interesting. So maybe we went to university for imperial law, we got fairly into our studies, and we discovered a passion for art. Maybe that's where we're going to go. Law, I suppose I thought I could practice in Nuremberg. I've never had much interest in the subject, honestly. A bit dull for my tastes. Besides, the Empire is such a mess of jurisdictions. Bavarian law, Rhinish law, Franconian law, nonsense. I'd rather use my money to pay someone who studied the nonsense than learn it myself. You. If I had any faith, I would have prayed you'd never show your face here again. Ottilia? What are you doing, lady? Curse you, Lorenz, Rothvogel. Perch's dogs tearing you to pieces would be too kind a fate. And she's off. These rustic communities display a shocking lack of hospitality, don't you think? Do we pry? I think we pry. What was that about? Who knows? By the time I finish guessing, the old crone will probably be dead. Well, what of your early time in university? Every student must study the trivium and quadrivium, yes? The what and the what now? The trivium and the quadrivium represent the lower and upper divisions of a classic liberal arts university education. Latin, grammar, logic, and rhetoric form the trivium. Arithmetic, geometry, music, and astronomy form the quadrivium. So it's kind of like a basic knowledge. You go to university, you get this, and then you specialize in something else. Got it. Did you have a favorite subject? Ooh. So we could be a Latinist. So we have a strong command of the Latin grammar and vocabulary, can easily recall centenniae antiquitae, quoted words of wisdom from the Roman Republic and Empire. Andreas instinctively thinks through the implications of information as he receives it, is adept at spatial analysis, and can easily perform complicated calculations in his head. Excelled at rhetoric in university, is a skilled teacher, persuader, and public speaker. Knows a soul-endangering amount of theoretical and practical knowledge on alchemy, astrology, theurgy, necromancy, and various magical rites and ceremonies. Or knows a great deal about the constellations, heavenly bodies, and their movements. He's also familiar with various plants and animals from study and personal experience. Well, interesting. I don't know which one to do. Again, I'm kind of at a loss here. Let's think about Andreas a little bit for a second. So, our Andreas, is currently an artist. Was a little bit of a ladies' man when he went around Italy. previous to that, studied law. So, what led him to that path? I think actually a Latinist could be a good idea. Maybe we were interested in the Roman Republic and Empire, how all of that fit together, that kind of wisdom stuff that led us into law, that then led us into going to Italy, that then led us to our current situation. I think this makes sense. Yes, I choose that. I focused on Latin. It's useful in so many ways, but especially for understanding manuscripts. Wonderful, a beautiful language used in the greatest empire of the ancient world. Tell me, what is your favorite centennia? They are commonly understood moral maxims, typically originating from ancient Rome or Greece. They may be employed as a sort of quasi-logical rhetoric shorthand among educated audiences. Everyone enjoys the smell of their own farts, or remember to tell the tale of another's kindness many times. But whatever kind deed you do for others, keep quiet. So the question is, do we want to do kind of a crass one or a little bit more of a verbose one? Let's do the verbose one. Yes. Yes, Cato the Younger, an unflinching defender of the Roman Republic. But what did his principles get him? Death at the hands of Caesar. Not quite true, he died by his own hand. And when Caesar learned of it, he said, Cato, I resent you for your death, for you denied me the chance to spare you. A bitter end, but not without a measure of sweetness. And your other studies, was there anything else you excelled at? Oh, so we choose two of these. Okay. So, we're a fan of the Roman Republic. I don't think... This is one that I would naturally trend towards in other games like this. And if we'd chosen a different character already, I would have kind of gone towards this one. Like a logical one that I think would fit. I don't think we're going to go Heavens and Earth. I don't feel like a cultist. I think Orator actually makes a lot of sense. If we're going to be like a fan of the Roman Republic... It would, and we're also a bit of a ladies' man. It makes sense that we're good at talking to people. Maybe we went into law because we were like, hey, yeah, I'm a fan of the Republic. I want to be up there making the decisions, all that sort of stuff. You could kind of see a path forward. You know, obviously it's the old Roman Republic, not the Holy Roman Empire, which is not Holy Roman or an empire, I believe, technically. I believe that's how it goes. But yes, same kind of logic. We're a skilled teacher, persuader, and public speaker. The art of persuasion, naturally. Rhetoric. Ah, I assume you studied the Greeks and Romans both. Yes, Aristotle and Cicero, of course, but also Christian thinkers like Augustine and Thomas Aquinas. True, we have less use for public discourse than senators did in the Roman Republic. Exactly, the doctors of the church weren't trying to persuade politicians, but to move the mind towards Christian truth. Still, the principles remain the same. Invent your arguments, then arrange, style, and internalize them before delivering them to your audience. Splendid, though I suppose an artist has little use for rhetoric, especially in a place such as this. Not true, rhetoric is also an art, and like other forms of art, it should be created for the audience and its purpose. It can be practiced as easily in the streets of a rural town as in the Curia of Rome. Well put. Ah, there's the Abbey. I have good memories of this place and of Father Matthias. I was sad to hear of his passing. How did you come to know him? How did you come to know of Kiersau at all? My family have been patrons of Kiersau for, I don't know how many generations. Some years ago I heard that Kiersau still had a wonderful library and artisans. Professional artists have taken over most manuscript production, so I was shocked to find an active scriptorium here. Well, the artists that remain here are quite talented, if a bit old-fashioned. Well, Kiersau was more than a bit old-fashioned. Some of my friends think I'm mad for commissioning a manuscript from an abbey in this day and age. But well, my family have been patrons of Kiersau for generations. It seems wrong to stop now while there's still talent here. I commissioned a manuscript through Father Gurtnot a year ago. I thought I would stop by and check on the progress. Wait, are you the artist working on it? It's a prayer book with 20 illustrations. I know the work, but no. But I do know the artist well, the venerable Brother Piero. Oh, so we're not the artist on this one. My mistake. How venerable? He still has his wits and his skills, if that's what concerns you. Brother Piero has an incredible talent with colour. Then I very much look forward to seeing it. Okay. Are we at the Abbey then? Looks like it. Nikolaus, tend to the horses and the baggage. I'm heading up to the Abbey. Yes, my lord. Well, let's not keep the abbots waiting any longer. Oh, hello. Nuns. Quite unusual for a Benedictine house to have monks and nuns, even if they are separated. The church closed most of them centuries ago. But then Kiersau was a place out of time in more ways than one. He did seem to recognize you. Yeah. I wonder if there's a story going on. Like maybe last time he was here he caused quite a commotion. Do you know Mother Cecilia? She seemed to recognize you. We are acquainted, yes. Let's leave it at that. Ah, you must be Father Gernot. I am Lorenz, Baron of... Yes, the Baron of Rothvogel. So wonderful to have you here again. We actually did meet on your last visit. Ah, if you say so. I am not good with remembering faces. Please forgive me, my lord. I wasn't expecting you for another few days. Yes, I know, but I rode ahead. I just couldn't wait to see my manuscript. I'm sure it's no trouble. Yes, I mean, no, it's no trouble. Did you want to see it now? Oh, in a moment. I could do with a bit of refreshment, though. May I grab something from the kitchen? Yes, certainly, my lord. I will meet you there. Oh, we're about to be told off. Andreas, I don't know what you were doing with the Baron, but I need you in the scriptorium now. Which one do we go for here? I think we just say, of course, Father, and we just go. I think doing anything else is just going to cause a problem. Of course, Father, I'm eager to get to work. Then get to work. Shit, I should have asked him about an advance for the Gertner's taxes. Maybe I could just convince Brother Matthew to pay me early. Okay, well, our goal now is find a way to get paid, but I believe is the end of the episode. Thank you very much for joining me here, and if you like this, please consider liking, subscribing, commenting, all that sort of stuff. It really does help on the first episode of a new series, and it'll help me know how much you're enjoying it. So, thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.